Thank you. Please announce yourself. Entry and exit tones are off. All participants are muted.
All right. Okay. It looks like we're in the house, baby. For another edition of Good Morning Millionaire, I hope you feel incredible. My name is Haziq Ali. I'm a revenue acceleration expert. Our whole goal is to help you make more money with your business. Your business is worth way more than you think. And a lot of times that's because you're worth way more than you think. My name is Haziq Ali. I've never had a job. All I've ever done is run businesses and, the kids say, get it out the mud. You know what I mean? Like, I've never had the safety and security of a paycheck. All I've ever had is my imagination. One of my favorite affirmations every morning is God creates through the use of my imagination. God creates through the use of my imagination. And believe it or not, it's the same exact way for you. So every morning, what we do is we gather together right here. Whether you tune in from Facebook or LinkedIn or YouTube or Twitter, whatever it is, what we do is we get together, right? And we vibe out on different topics. Every Monday, what we do is mindset, because I believe you got to be more before you'll do more, before you'll have more. So we focus on mindset. A lot of times people know exactly what to do and they don't do it. You want to know why? Because of their mindset. A lot of people forget this, but you ain't never going to go no further than your dreams. And you know what determines the size of your dream? That's right. It's your mindset. But then on Tuesdays, we move on to what we going to do with it. Now that we found self-love, what are we going to do with it? Well, we going to sell something. You want to make more money. What you got to do is raise your energy level. And then when people come to you, have something to sell. Don't you know that's why they call it a star? They call it a star because it puts out so much magnetism. It puts out so much energy that other planets orbit around it. I mean, that's why we call celebrities stars. See, the secret is you want to raise your energy level. And then when people show up, have something to charge them for, baby. You got to have something to sell. You get what I mean? Every Wednesday, we talk about marketing. Men are natural salespeople. Women are natural marketers. You hear what I mean? Because marketing is about putting yourself in the right position. Marketing is about putting yourself in the right light. Marketing is about placing yourself in a place where your target customer can come to you. Marketing is about the idea that if we want bees, we don't chase the bees, we build a garden. And then the bees come to us. So every Wednesday, we talk about marketing. Yesterday was really good. We talked about unique selling propositions. So if you missed that, go back to YouTube. Every Friday is Free Coaching Friday. And if you've ever wondered how people turn in questions for Free Coaching Friday, they just respond to the newsletter. All you do is go to millionaireminded.com, put your name and your email in that little box. And just like that, you're enrolled in the world's best newsletter for entrepreneurs. And a little bonus is you get to respond to the newsletter and send in your questions. And we answer them every Friday. We pick the 5 best questions and then we answer them. I stay up till late at night pouring into this stuff. Like, this is blood, sweat, and tears we're putting into this. So I really appreciate it if you appreciate it. It does our heart good. And all we want you to do to show your appreciation is go love on somebody else. Take what you learn and teach somebody else. But today is Thursday, baby. And Thursday is all about leadership. I really believe that every problem in society is a problem of leadership. I really believe that if you have a problem at your workplace, if you have a problem in your relationship, if you have a problem at your school, if you have a problem in your organization, I don't care if it's a PTA or the HOA, you hear what I'm saying to you? Really what you're looking at is a problem of leadership. And so today, what I wanted to go through with you, right, is I wanted to go through a couple of thoughts on success versus significance. I think it was Ben Franklin who said that, like, yo, on my tombstone, I would prefer it say he lived usefully than he died rich. Ben Franklin's one of my heroes. He was like a more modern day version of a cat named Imhotep, who of course was an African. But Ben Franklin, was from the colonizer bloodline. But he was ill. I don't know if you know how much stuff Ben Franklin did, but he made everything from bifocals to he invented the first fire department. the first post office, that was Ben Franklin. Oh, he discovered lightning. Oh, he created the Franklin stove. I could go on and on and on. The dude was a wild boy. He still had time to be a drunk, a womanizer. The cat was wild. But he would also do these things every year. Like he would write down all of his character flaws and try to work on them every single year. He had a whole self-improvement system. He also created this thing called a junto, which was him and a bunch of other leaders in town, and they would get together and vibe out on different problems that the city or the state or the people who were under their governance were facing. I mean, what an incredible guy. He was so incredible that we call him dead presidents, but yet he's on $100 bill and he was never a president. Ain't that cold? So my whole idea about Ben Franklin is that, oh, I left out stuff like the Poor Richard's Almanac. Y'all know what an almanac is? An almanac is something where you can look in it today and it'll tell you what time it's going to rain 4 months from now in some other city. It's called an almanac. He would write these joints out by studying the stars, and he could predict the weather. Anyway, my point is, these are more than just words, right? It was how people choose to live their life. Like, it's a couple days after MLK Day, and I don't mind telling you, the big difference between Martin Luther King Jr. and a lot of us is that a lot of us are chasing success, and cats like Ben Franklin or Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., they were chasing significance. Instead of seeing success in terms of how much money they could make, people like Ben Franklin, people like Dr. Martin Luther King, they saw it in terms of how many people they could help. To them, being useful is its own reward. See, you might want to write this in your notes, but I think it's important. The poor fear being used, the wealthy fear being useless. Somebody give me that, and we're going to get this thing going. Let's go. The poor fear being used, the wealthy fear being useless. If you agree with that, then chop it up in the comments. Throw that thing out. What's up, Jasmine? What's up, Mark? Miss Jasmine Baker in the house. That's what I'm talking about. Okay, Miss Banks. Okay. Gotta love itable is in the house. Your subject banner is incorrect. Oh, snap. Nah, that subject banner is right, baby. Tonight is masterclass number 2, where we talking about joining the 1%. But this is probably an old message. I still appreciate it. Gotta love itable. Thank you. But tonight is definitely how to join the 1% part 2. Drop some fire emojis if you were on part 1. If you missed part 1, don't trip. What's up, Willette? You can still get the replay. What's up, Alexandria? Glad you're here. Miss Mandy in the house. Let's go, Samaya. Okay, the Windy City up in here. The cold Windy City. I don't mind telling you. Yeah. What's up, LaRon? Glad you made it in this morning. I have up yesterday's caption. They said, oh, I ain't noticed that. Hold up. Is that what y'all, you know what I mean? Oh, snap. Thank you. That's cold-blooded. How do I fix that? I'm about to find a way. Yeah, I don't know how I fix that. I'm gonna figure it out, though. I know how I could do it. Anyway, look, today's is about success versus significance. So I don't know how to fix that in the thing. Thanks for adding to my anxiety. Let's see. I bet you there's a way to fix it, but I don't know how. I could always stop this joint and just start over. Y'all want me to do that? All right, nah. This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to keep up this masterclass banner anyway, because that's the vibes. Everybody need to be there tonight. And let this be a lesson to you that entrepreneurship is about keep on entrepreneuring, baby. It don't even matter. All right? Yeah, thank you, baby. Yes. All right, let's go. Yeah, facts. I'm joining the 1%. Yeah. All right, y'all. I see Miss Hawkins in the house. Let's go. Yeah. I'm just pushing the master class. Yeah. That's what I'm gonna do today. I'm just pushing the master class, so it's all good. Y'all gonna know what's up. All right, here we go. Yeah, glad you made it in, Raina. All right, share this with some people, y'all. And can y'all like the post? Can y'all like this so that Facebook Don't think we lame? Appreciate it. Preach. Well, let me check in on Instagram. What y'all doing over here? All right, we about to get busy, y'all. So I hope everybody's ready to write some notes because we talking about success versus significance. Enough of my babbling about Ben Franklin and Dr. Martin Luther King. Let's talk about you. Because in Ben Franklin's life, he used to look at three different things. I'm going to kick it with you about them. One is the relationships you form. Two is the decisions you make. And three are the experiences you encounter. So I'm going to give you a couple of Ben Franklin's best thoughts on these. See like how you feel about it. Number one is the relationships you form. So first of all, the first thought about relationships, if you're looking for significance instead of success, first thought about relationships is that they help us define who we are, right? They help us define who we become. You know, if you got your mind right, then you recognize relationships are your greatest treasures in life. You know, they can be your greatest sources of joy. They can also be your greatest sources of pain. Most people can trace their failures or their successes to pivotal relationships. That's because all relationships involve transference, right? When we interact with other people, we transfer ideas. Am I right? We transfer emotions. We transfer and exchange energy, ideas. We exchange values, right? The worst thing that poor people do for you, right? When you're hanging around people who are poor of spirit, poor of finances, poor of mentality, right? Poor of health. What happens is not that they give you their values, which is true. The worst thing that happens is not that they give you their opinions, which is also pretty horrible. The worst thing they do is they give you their expectations. When we interact with people, we exchange expectations. We start to adjust what we even expect out this crazy world just because of the people we hang out with. Am I making sense to somebody out there? Some relationships reinforce our values and uplift us and make us feel better and greater than, and others start to undercut our convictions. They start to undercut our self-image and how we look at ourselves, because at the point we start respecting them, their opinion of us, right, the way they see us, we start to take it on a little bit. You ever had somebody come up to you and tell you, man, you're really funny? Somebody else tell you you're really funny. Before you know it, you start feeling like you're a funny person, right? When somebody tells you you dress really nice, another person tells you you dress really nice. Before you know it, you start seeing yourself as somebody who dresses really nice. Anybody understand what I'm saying to you? I hope you understand that relationships are not just something you're creating. The relationships are creating you. So a couple relationship rules from Ben Franklin. Check it out. Get along with yourself, right? The one relationship you're going to have till you die is the one you have with yourself. Can I get a witness, right? Second thought on relationships. Make an effort to form them. Make an effort to keep them. Make an effort to sustain them. The result of a person who's never helped nobody else is loneliness. I never want you to confuse solitude and loneliness. You know, people like myself, we charge up in solitude. We need our solitude because it helps us. Maybe we give so much, or maybe we so, high strung, or maybe we're so anal, or whatever it is. I don't know what you want to blame it on, but the bottom line is many of us tend to charge up in solitude. They call us introverts, right? And then there are many of you who charge up around people. That's like my mentor, Mr. Les Brown. He charges up around people. They call that an extrovert. But here's my point. Solitude is way different from the life of a person who's never served anybody, because that person's lot in life is what we call loneliness. Make an effort to form relationships. Make an effort to be significant to somebody. Listen, if they don't appreciate your presence, then make your absence felt. At least be the kind of person whose absence is felt. You hear what I'm saying to you? Here's a third thought I got for you. Understand the rule of reciprocity. Understand the rule of reciprocity. Or the way I said it in my TED Talk is you got to serve before you deserve, huh? You got to become valuable. And then all of a sudden you become powerful. People have home training that dictates that when you do for them, the next thing you know, they want to do for you. Life tends to support things that support life. You hear what I'm saying to you? God is going to bless those who are a blessing to others, who are going to take his blessings and multiply things with him. Am I making sense? And if you understand the reciprocity rule, you get it not just on that level, but also understand that over time, people start to share mutual attitudes toward each other. Treat others the way you want to be treated, and life gets a lot better, or at the least you get a lot better because you start to focus on empathy instead of narcissism. Quick side note, do you know that the opposite of narcissism is empathy? Just a thought for you on relationships. The opposite of narcissism is empathy. Or here's another way to put it. All suffering comes from self-absorption. All suffering comes from self-absorption. Y'all ready to move on to the decisions you make? Somebody give me a number 2 and a share if you're done taking notes. I know that was a whole lot. Come on, give it to me, y'all. I know that was a lot. If you're ready for number 2, give me a number 2. Ritzy Styles in the house, 815 Consulting up in here. That's what I'm talking about. What's up, Electra? What's up, Maura? Shayla up in this thing. Let's go. Y'all know we on Instagram too now, right? Did y'all know that? Yeah, appreciate that, D Money. Appreciate that, Mama Mahasan in the house. Yeah, Samaya. Let's go. Let's go, K Nicole. Yeah, it's so true. It's so true, Miss Hawkins. Yeah, Jerry. Yeah, my brother. All right, we ready to move on? Yeah, appreciate that, Shayla. Yeah, let's go. All right, we ready, Daryl? Yeah, Tabina. Let's go. All right, here's the second one, the decisions you make. A lot about leadership. This is a Leadership Thursday. A lot about leadership is the decisions that you make. Can I get a witness? And, you know, the thing about good decisions is it's sort of like habits. You've heard me say before that good habits make time your friend. Bad habits make time your enemy, right? Well, it's the same thing with decisions. Sometimes a good decision reaps benefits years into the future. You know, I'm a part of a phone-based business, right? And sometimes people say, how much money have you made? You know, and I'll be like, I don't know. And they think I'm being coy. They think I'm being secretive. When really what I'm saying is, I don't know. I ain't finished making it yet. There's people that I started working with 5, 6, 7 years ago that I still work with today. We still making money together, baby. There was a decision I made 10 years ago that's still reaping benefits today. I shouldn't be in the station that I've arrived at in life. It's not like I have a college degree. It's not like I have superpowers or something, but it was a good decision I made that's still reaping benefits. There are decisions you're going to make today that you're still going to feel the reverb of 5 years from now, 10 years from now. And some of them will be good millionaires. Some of them will be bad decisions. I'm telling you, you got to chase your dreams before your dreams start chasing you. You know, one of my favorite mentors from afar, you know, way back in history is the legendary coach John Wooden. And what he would encourage his players to do is make every day a masterpiece. Well, 2 ingredients are necessary for you crafting a day that feels like a masterpiece. 1 is the decisions and 2 is the discipline. I like to think of decisions as goal setting and then discipline as goal getting. Where my goal getters at? The 2 can't be separated because discipline and decisions are worthless without each other. Good decisions without daily discipline is a plan without payoff. But daily discipline without good decisions is like you got routine without reward. Am I making sense to somebody out there? Good decisions plus daily discipline. Now you got a masterpiece. I'm going to say that again to make sure that you're catching it. If I have good decisions, but I don't have the discipline, now I got a plan, but I don't have the payoff. People start looking at me as a warning instead of an example. You hear me? But check it out. If I have the discipline, but I don't have the good decisions, now I got this routine I'm doing and people looking at me like a loser. It's like it's routine without reward. But if I have them both, y'all, then I got a masterpiece. If you're ready, somebody give me number 3. Somebody give me number 3. That's exactly right. Yeah, D Money. Give me number 3. Give me number 3 if you're ready. Give me number 3 if you're ready. Give me number 3 if you're ready. While you're doing that, I just want to announce tonight's masterclass, how to join the top 1% of any company that sells anything. How to join the top 1% of any company that sells anything. I want to challenge you to be on that masterclass tonight. Go to millionaireminded.com and you will get the link to participate. It's absolutely free of charge. And if you want the replay, you can join the Kaizen Academy. Also, what I want you to understand, right, is that we are coming to the end of these calls being 5 days a week, and Free, my mentor, is making me stop doing it. He said that because people don't pay, they don't pay attention. So end of this month, we are also ending these calls in this particular way. So, it's going to be like the basic level of the Kaizen Academy will include the 2025 morning trainings. It'll include 3 master classes, and the replays. And it'll also include 2 what we call millionaire moment interviews. I'm going to start interviewing some of the entrepreneurs we already got set up, specialize in things like tax liens, or specialize in things like starting daycare businesses, et cetera, so forth. Maybe you have interest in being a better investor. We're going to have these millionaire moment interviews. If you dig my style and you like the way I kind of break things down, which is my superpower, that's what God gave me, the ability to make complex things really simple. If you enjoy that, then come on and join the Kaizen Academy. Somebody say $1.50 a day if you feel like, you could possibly get more value than that every morning. If you feel like you already got more than $1.50 a day, somebody say $1.50 a day. $1.50 a day, $1.50 a day. And we're going to be interviewing all kinds of my millionaire friends, and you're going to really enjoy it. So just mark your calendars. End of this month, we are ending the free Good Morning Millionaire, and it's going to be $1.50 a day, or like $44 a month, y'all. So if that feels good to you, then throw $1.50 a day in that thing. And then if you want to join now before this masterclass so that you can get the replay and everything, then all you got to do is inbox me and I'll get it to you, the link for you to join the Kaizen Academy. All right. Number 3, y'all. Number 3 is the experiences you encounter. The experiences you encounter. So what we talked about from Ben Franklin, these 3 thoughts on success versus significance, is 1, the relationships you form, 2, the decisions you make, and then 3, the experiences you encounter. My bishop always says something really amazing about experience, right? He was like, wisdom doesn't come from experience. Wisdom doesn't come from time passing. Wisdom comes from reflection. Isn't that interesting? You don't really pull the wisdom out of this thing until you're able to reflect. Millionaires, our lives are shaped by experiences. Sometimes they're triumphs, sometimes they're tragedies. But let me tell you the real tragedy. When you don't recognize there's no such thing as failure, there's only feedback. Maybe you should write that in your notes and then give us a share. There's no such thing as failure, only feedback. There's only feedback. There's no failure, there's only feedback. There's no failure, there's only feedback. Yeah. That's exactly right, Ms. Banks. Lack of empathy is the diagnostic for narcissism. It's a fact. The opposite of narcissism, y'all, is empathy. If you're ever thinking that, hey, am I a narcissist? Because we're all narcissists. Understand, we all became narcissists the minute we left our mother's breast and had to enter this classroom where suddenly we got to compete for the teacher's attention. We used to get all the attention, but then we got a sibling. Well, now we got to start loving ourselves. And for some of us, if that relationship gets broken, we delve into toxic narcissism. But the opposite of it is empathy. Feel where somebody else is coming from, and you'll be less of a A-type personality. All right. Yeah, Paul, my man Paul in the house. Let him know, King. Yeah, there's no failure. There's only feedback. Yeah, Samaya, let him know. Let him know. There's no failure. There's only feedback. There's no failure. There's just feedback. So what we're saying is, your experiences shape who you are. Maybe you got a long-awaited promotion, or maybe you were suddenly laid off, right? Maybe a loved one passed away, or maybe somebody had a baby. These experiences immerse us in emotions. They challenge our convictions. They boost our self-esteem, or they traumatize us. They might even reveal our purpose in life. Sometimes it's the traumatic event that creates who we are. A lot of times nurses are the same ones that were abandoned as a baby. Sometimes police officers, unfortunately, were the same ones that got bullied. Isn't it interesting? Sometimes our trauma creates our purpose. There's no failure, there's only feedback. And sometimes we forget that all creativity comes from constraints, right? We think that our constraints are some kind of curse. We don't know that sometimes God is blessing us with those constraints, with those roadblocks, with those speed bumps, because it's forcing us to get creative. It's forcing us to click on our love, and love will always find a way. You hear what I'm saying to you? These moments that challenge our convictions is where all the growth is. Right now, if your business is kind of slowing up, it's plateauing, I'm going to tell you something. First of all, that's crazy during tax season. And second of all, this is where the growth is. This is where everybody's watching you to see what greatness looks like. Because you got to remember, they've never seen it. Most people have never seen greatness up close. Most people have never seen somebody go against all odds up close and in living color. Your coworkers have never seen it. Your family members have never seen it. The people that you meet with at the gym every morning, they've never seen greatness up close if they're like 9 people out of 10 on this crazy ball of dirt we live on. I'm telling you right now, you can be the warning or you can be the example. I dare you make a decision right now. But the whole thing that's going to power that decision is your ability to see from whence you came and where you were slipping. It's the reflection. A lot of times we ain't defined so much in the moment of the experience itself as we are in our response to it. You know, the way Andre 3000 put it is, you could plan a pretty picnic, but you can't control the weather. What I'm saying is, you can't control the wind, but you can adjust your sails. You see what I'm saying? Do we quit or do we rebound? Do we harbor bitterness or do we choose to forgive and embrace betterness? And I know I just invented a word, but so what? You know what I mean? Do we blame or do we improve? I told him the other day, I was like, yo, at the point that you kind of like jump out there and decide that you're going to blame somebody, I want you to go ahead and say to yourself, instead of I blame you, I want you to say, I give all my power to you. It's going to hit a little different. It's going to hit a little different, I promise you. But that's what you're doing when you blame people. Whatever the case is, this experience in our lives profoundly touches us. These are the experiences where we stand at the crossroads and we decide if we're going to be a victim or we're going to embrace victory. And if I choose failure, I'm victim. If I choose that to be feedback, then it's victory. So here's some thoughts on experiences. 1, evaluate it. Evaluate it, y'all. Evaluate it. Experience ain't the best teacher, y'all. Evaluated experience is. Knowledge ain't power. Applied knowledge is power. What I'm saying is learn from the mistakes and learn from the victories. But here's a warning. You're the most vulnerable after a victory. You're the most vulnerable after a victory. Woo, let me tell you something about the world class. They can look at a victory and say, dang, here's what could have went better though. Here's what could have went better. I'm such a big believer after that presentation, after that meeting, after that experience, I want to go over it in my head or go over it with somebody I love. Like, how could that have been better though? So we're going to evaluate it first, right? Then the second step is we're going to manage the emotional aspects of the experience. How do we manage the emotion, right? These pivotal moments come with a flood of emotion. Am I right? Sometimes it's positive, sometimes it's negative. Can I get a witness? What if you taught yourself to counteract some of these negative feelings? What if you taught yourself to harness the power? What if you learned to use the fools as fuel? That might be worth writing down. That's a decent tattoo, right? You're like, use the fools as fuel and then sign it Hazik, right? That's a good tattoo. Don't front. All I'm saying to you is that you got to teach yourself to counteract these feelings, or man, you ain't never going to be nothing in this world. You're going to have to train your mind to be stronger than your emotions, or you're going to lose every time. You hear what I'm saying to you? The power to stay grateful, even in the middle of the storm, is what bends the universe to your will. I'm about to get out of here, but the last one I got for you is share these experiences through storytelling. you know, and you ain't always got to tell the story on stage. Sometimes it's a story you telling yourself, but make a habit of sharing the lessons that you learn, sharing the lessons that have shaped your life, sharing the lessons that have shaped your leadership, because then and only then are you living a life of significance. I love you all. We about to take it to Instagram real quick. We about to take it to Instagram, Mr. Haziq Ali. Let's go do some affirmations, y'all. Y'all with me? Or y'all scared? Y'all scared to do affirmations, right? You might want to try it. Every morning we say the same exact affirmation that I was saying since I was sleeping in my car. We got this affirmations coloring book, right? And my daughter pointed something out. You see the house that Bentley is sitting in front of? My daughter was like, this looks like the houses in your neighborhood. It's so crazy how affirmations and visualization works. It's like you blink a couple times and it's like, boom. Now, don't get me wrong. There's a lot of blood, sweat, and tears in between them blinks. I ain't trying to make it sound like, oh, you just think about it and it just falls in your lap. Listen, people ain't going to knock on your door with $10, much less 10 million. That ain't how it works. Opportunity does knock, but then you got to get up. You got to go to the door. You got to answer it. You got to walk out there. You got to kick it with opportunity. You know what I'm saying? And what I'm telling you this morning is that if you're going to get your dreams, it's going to be because you led yourself there. It's going to be decisions plus discipline. You got me? It's going to come not just from the experience, but from the evaluation. And it's absolutely going to come from your networks, because the only difference between you and your life next year is the books you read and the people that you meet. I love you all. And remember, either your mind has to expand to match your goals, or your goals will just start to shrink to match your mind. Come meet us over there on Instagram right now, Mr. Haziq Ali. And let's say some affirmations. Love y'all.